Hello, divine, beautiful souls. All right. So this is Energy Speaks. This is Katriel here. And I am here to give you an update on the energies that are going on in the planetaries, in the raw form for this week. And I guess we're beginning with Tuesday, Mars Day. So here's a teaching moment. So there's a lot of significant things happening. One this week and today as well. So I'll be giving several different perspectives, some from the metaphysical and some from the Jewish. And yes, I hope you enjoy. We are also, I'm also going to be giving a little card reading with my supernatural deck that I just received the other day. And again, if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe and share with others. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So today is Mars Day, which is all about taking action. So we have something that is pinging us in the planetary. So let's start with one. We are in the season of Leo. What does that mean? For those who are not familiar with the zodiac energies, Leo is all about leading with the heart. And if I'm not mistaken, we are at 21 degrees. So let me just double check that. Current chart. Let's see here. We're at 21 degrees. So 21 degrees is a really awesome degree point. It's about creating a new vibration. So that feeling aspect through the lens of love. And it's also adjusting our belief system. Because the 2 energy is connected with Cancer, which is all about cycles and flows and divine mother and like divine feminine energies and our intuition. But the 1 energy is all about creation energy, and it's about Leo. It is that Leo energy. And so that is from leading from the heart. And when we add the 2 and the 1 together, that is Sagittarius energy. And for those who are following my Zodiac Energy Empowerment Series, which is also known as the ZEES, that is, we're in the week of Sagittarius. We're going step by step through a model that I learned through Chris Witecki. And we're using that particular step-by-step model to learn the zodiac energies in an embodied way through beautiful classes, and it's been incredible. Last night we had a tarot class, so again, thank you, Rootz, for teaching that class. You are able to connect with me if you are interested in taking that class, and I can send you the class video that we did last night. This was a part 1 intro to tarot class where we learned about the Sagittarius energy from 3 perspectives. The perspective we just spoke about, like the raw energy of Sagittarius, the Kabbalistic perspective, and the model that we're using through the Zodiac Energy Empowerment Series. Then we spoke about the tarot. For those who are not familiar or very little information about the tarot, or just know that there are, 2 different arcanas, the major arcana and minor arcana. We break that down a little bit. We talk about spreads, which is the roadmap, the map that we use, and then connecting with our intuition. So part 2 is on Thursday. And if you're interested, please reach out to me, and I will put the link below for that particular class as well. So let's get back to the raw energy. So again, 21 degrees Leo is a very expanding of the heart degree. But there are a lot of other things that are going on that is quite interesting. So let's go to Mars. Mars is the ruler of the day. And Mars is in, where are we? 16 degrees Gemini. And it is conjuncting, which means it's at the same degree point. It's right next to, I should say, Jupiter. And Jupiter is all about expansion. Now, this is a once or twice in a lifetime planetary alignment. The last time we saw Mars and Jupiter together in Gemini, Gemini is that energy of communication and thoughts and writing and short journeys and siblings, those kind of energies. We think of the twins. So it is, the last time we saw this was in 1989. Now, here's the deal. We have this particular energy with Mars and Jupiter. What is occurring this week is going to reset us for the next 2 years. So it's not just a one and go type of thing. It is carrying a lot of weight. And so let me take a look at something really quickly. All right. So right now, it's in the house of Sagittarius, but that's for in connection, as time goes by, those will shift and change in regards to a 2-hour period. So right now, I can tell you right off the bat, for Librans, those who are connected with Libra energy, rising, sun, moon, and earth, there's a lot of expansion and Mars, like taking action within your spirituality, within higher learning. You may want to go back to school, or expand that energy, that higher learning in some shape or form. You may be called to spirituality or religious endeavors. And so there's a lot happening in regards to taking action, and there might provoke some type of writings going on for you, and expanding that even social media presence and things like that. But through your writings or through some type of podcast or dialogue. So I don't want to go too deep in that, but I can tell you right off the bat, that's what's coming through. So again, Mars, that is the leader today. Oftentimes Mars can bring a very powerful energy of taking action. And sometimes that can also be related to anger. So if we're not operating out of the heart space, that, radicalized anger can come through, like different accidents, different things like that. So just being mindful of how you're conducting yourself, today, especially with, all of the current energies. Now, here's the deal. It can also be a moment of really wanting to take inspired action. Now, this most people, most astrologers would say during a Mercury retrograde, that is not the wisest thing to do. If you're coming from a frequency of love, I would say allow yourself to be guided in whatever that is, coming from a heart perspective. Let's see here. And again, it's at 16 degrees. So I want to break down 16. 16 is, so we have different, we have our energies that are 1 through 9, or sorry, 0 through 9. And then we have our energies that are like the second decant is what it's called. And that is kind of like the teenager energy. So it's leading from the heart, right? From with that 1 energy. And the 6 is it's seeking balance. So really what Jupiter and Mars are seeking is leading from the heart and seeking balance and harmony and allowing ourselves in this process to feel compassion and understanding. So there might be moments today where, some frustration may come up or something like that. And if you have a cat, they take away negative energies. Got a kitty right here. Her name is Livy. So, but if you don't have a kitty, here's a nice neuroscience kind of tool that you can use and add to your toolbox. So this is called the hemisync, and Libra energy is all about connecting our heart and our mind. And also part of this hemisync is actually connecting both sides of the brain together in harmony with each other. So what we need to do is actually take our arms out, cross them, give ourselves a nice little handshake, and then bring it into the heart space. Take a deep breath in this area. All right, take another one. Expanding our heart. And another. So the energies today and for this week may be wanting us to be on the go. These are 2 fiery planets, Jupiter and Mars. But it's really indicating that we carve out times, moments for ourselves where we can stay centered and take a pause and allow ourselves to truly expand. So let's talk about this Mercury retrograde. Where the magic comes is actually accessing things from the internal. The reason why most astrologers don't recommend taking, actions, large, important actions during this time is because oftentimes we think with our head. We're like, oh yeah, let's go. We want what we want. The ego comes in, and Mars has a lot of ego energy. Okay. It is the baby planet or planets and zodiac energy, right? And it can also have this energy of war. So not to put it out there, but expansions in this area, if we're leading from a place of ego, can really expand during this time. So the more that we can be centered and receive those codes of the divine, we're going to be in a better space, and that energy that we have can reflect out to others. And it's like a smile, right? When you smile, it's contagious, and you share that, and people just want to be happy because they see that smile. And oftentimes when you have a smile and someone's in a sour mood or angry, there's a moment of, man, I kind of feel bad. Like, I don't want to put this on them. And, you know, we all have energy that, like, we all have moments of time where we're sad and happy and upset. And that is the human experience. And, you know, to be gentle with yourself during that process. Like, all emotions are valid. It's the actions we take with them is what we need to really work on, because we cannot control our outside circumstances or the people around us, but we can choose to shift our perspective and change our perspective and how we act. That's very important. Let's take another look here. So I also want to bring up that we have Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees. What does that mean? Pluto is the planet of transformation. It is currently in the house of the home, and that is the house of Cancer. So this nurturing energy. So there's a lot of transformation happening at the home level right now. And it is in Aquarius, which is all about shifting our frequency. Sometimes things get a little bit, you know, out of our comfort zone, but it's also in retrograde. So this is all happening internally. So any place that you call home right now, it's to really match that frequency of the heart and what is highest and best for the all. When we can access that frequency, we can see some energies evening out. And so that's what's going on there. We also have Moon in Sagittarius today. Yesterday it was in Scorpio. Today it's in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is the eternal optimist. We may have this is the one thing that can be, you know, very, very helpful during this time. It can be in regards to our emotions. Our emotions want to be explored right now. They might be a bit fiery. They want to expand. There might be a hint of you know, optimism within this, and that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. And to remember this feeling in this moment, because every 2.5 days, this sign changes. And so it's going to go into Capricorn. And so before I go there, I want to mention where the moon is. The moon is in our house of money, physical, tangible things, and our values. So this is aligned with the Taurus energy, okay? The house of Taurus, our second house. And so our emotions are going to be around themes of financial values, money on this planet, our valuable items, those type of things. And so to explore what our value system is within these topics is really important, as well as where are we in, you know, our financial situation, and do we need to shift something? You know, this is the time to take a look at that. So we can shift the name of the game. If you're in a financial hardship, finding a different relationship with this particular maybe heavy energy for you right now is really important to shift things up. So as we do that, we can actually create a new relationship with money, with our value system, and expand it outwards. So this is an invitation to do that. On the flip side of things, Sagittarius is very fiery. So irresponsibility can come up. And so this is just a nice little wake-up call if you've been irresponsible with your value system or your money or valuable items. It's a time to take a look, reevaluate what's going on there, and create a new emotional relationship with that. And that may bring up some stuff, but that's okay. One of the best things that you can do during like shifting our emotions and is, especially with the moon being in Sagittarius, is to dance, do some Zumba, do something that is active, go take a drive, that kind of thing. Move your energy, go take a walk. That's even better. The more we can, even a walking meditation is good. Move that energy in the with the intention of shifting that energy. Now let's take a look. We, of course, have Mercury in retrograde. I didn't really talk about that too much. So Mercury is in Virgo. Virgo is a ruler of the Mercury is a ruler of Virgo energy. And Virgo is all about we can have traits of kind of the opposite of the eternal optimists, okay? It's a mutable sign. It's very earthy and grounded, and it is a healer. And so its conversation right now is exploring healing of the body. And so what is our communication around healing our body, healing our mental realms, where, because it's in retrograde, where can we do things better in this area? And let's take a look at what house it's in. Okay, it's in our 11th house, which is the house of Aquarius, or community and friendships. So healing could actually occur within relationships or your community during this time as well. So if maybe things were not the most ideal, this is a good time to evaluate and allow for things to occur naturally in this process. Now, here's another thing is if you're in the healing arts, this is a good time to reevaluate what you are doing in your community. And I feel like this message definitely speaks to me, as you know, I'm in this type of community, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a lot of negative thought patterns, which can come along with Virgo energy. And let's see here. Sorry. It can come along with some negative thought patterns, which no one really particularly likes that. My father is a Virgo sun, and so I've been taught a lot of Virgo energy. My midheaven's in Virgo. But I'd like to create a new conversation around how I view my healing work. And because it's not about me, it's about the collective, the community, and it's about service. Virgo is definitely an indicator of serving. If you think about the energy of Florence Nightingale, that kind of energy, that when you're in service, you are doing things for a higher purpose. And so these dialogues will come up. Also, connection with the Fae, if you're into that, that can definitely come up, as well as herbs, and food. This is a good time to change your lifestyle a bit and creating healthy communications in that area. So that is a bit about the planetaries. So many of you who have been following astrology may have heard about this T-square. This T-square can be very, very intense energy. So there might be a lot of things coming up on behalf of the collective to clear. And so that might bring up a lot of feelings that can turn negative or fiery. And I just want to say, I'm holding us all in divine light and love right now, because it's not always easy, this journey. And it's time to be in community with one another and hold each other, hold space for one another, and be there for one another. If someone's having a difficult time, be willing to have a conversation with that person. It could change. It could change everything. It could change the way someone looks at life, because maybe things are just too burdensome and that, they don't know how to move forward in life, or they want to give up on life. When we can show compassion, even though we might be having our own troubles, to step back and say, it's not all about myself, and be willing to be of service. So that is a little bit for the energies. Now, I want to go, and first of all, I want to talk about, in tandem with what we just spoke about, today in the Jewish calendar is the 9th of Av. The 9th of Av has a lot of significance. Sorry, I think I'm going to sneeze. Clearing. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, gosh, my ribs. The 9th of Av is all about very, very intense energies coming up, especially for the Jewish people. On the 9th of Av, there were more than just this, but the temple in Jerusalem, both in 586 BCE and in 70 CE, the destruction of the temple occurred on the 9th of Av, first by the Babylonians with the Babylonian exile, and then secondly by the Romans in the current era. This is a lot of intense energy and can bring up very, very morning energy. And so if you're feeling a lot of heaviness, this can be a part of the picture, and the planetaries also show this. But it's also an invitation to create a different world. In Judaism, how we observe Tisha B'Av is the name of the commemoration, is by reading Lamentations or Ikah and mourning on behalf of our people for all of the tragedies that have occurred. It's a time that we allow ourselves to mourn. I just want to talk about this for a moment. There is a book called Ecclesiastes or Kohelet, and it's all about seasons. It was written by a very wise man, King Solomon, Shlomo HaMelech, and it talks about that there's a time and a place for everything, a time for every season. You know, there's a song that was created as well. So sometimes there are moments where we do need to mourn. We do need to feel those intense energies. When in Judaism, when someone passes away, especially if they're of our like immediate family, someone who's a mother or father or a child, a brother or sister or a spouse, what happens is immediately when we hear the news, depending on who it is, for the mother or the father, we would tear our sleeve, our part of our shirt, like on our heart, and we would say a bracha, a blessing. And why do we say a blessing? It is to amplify our connection with Hashem, that even though we may not understand why this has happened, or maybe we do in some way because, that being has lived a long, beautiful life. It's time to elevate that experience, even though it is the lowest experience, right? But we can look at things from another perspective. And then for any other member on the right, we would tear and say the bracha, the blessing. And when we do that, we're really connecting to our connection with Hashem and our soul, that it does have human experiences, but when an ending happens, so what happens after? So for 7 days, we sit Shiva. That means we sit on low stools and we mourn. This is the time where we fully mourn that person. And after that person is buried, we say Mourner's Kaddish, which is an amplification of the soul. And depending on if it's a parent or another member, if it's a parent, we say for 1 whole year Mourner's Kaddish to lift up that soul and point them towards the light, because they're going to be going through a transformation, that we realize that the soul is forever living, and that there is another side, that we have a larger mission. There's a bigger picture, that soul is going to be guided to its next mission, whatever that is. We will most likely never know. But to hold space for that soul and guide that process through the process of prayer, tefillah, is very important. So I want to take that back and relate it to Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av, we're mourning as a collective of something that was so dear to our heart, that brought us together and amplified the energies of the whole, of the one, the source, the creator. And that is why it's a time of mourning. But, and I want to show you this, it's time to illuminate the Beit HaMikdash. Beit HaMikdash means the temple, okay? And first, we need to recognize the temple within ourselves, okay? That we are holy, divine reflections of our Creator. That's where it starts. And how can we illuminate the temple? Is through sharing the message of connection with our Creator. That many of us have different names for this age. In the metaphysical community, we would call it the age of Aquarius. We would call it collective consciousness. We would call it 5D. We would call it Age of Mashiach from the Christian perspective. I guess a coming again kind of deal. From a Jewish perspective, it would be like the Age of Mashiach and Geulah, which is redemption. From a metaphysical Christian, kind of Gnostic Christian perspective, it would be Christ consciousness, which means wholeness, because Christ literally means anointing, Mashiach. They're all the same things. And when we recognize that all of these different themes come together as one, and that the division within religion is actually become divisive rather than connective or providing wholeness. We think about the word shalom or shalem. That literally means wholeness. Yes, we often say peace, but the more direct is everything coming together as one, echad. We in Judaism say a mantra every single day, twice a day, in our prayers called the Shema. And that is a reminder that there is one Creator and one source energy, and we all come together as one energy. But there is someone beyond us to bring it all together, because we are reflections of this divine source. So, for those who are mourning today, let this be a reminder that we are building something great as humankind. We are building the collective consciousness of the next temple, the next Beit HaMikdash. And we don't know how that will play out. We don't know how that looks. But right now, currently, it looks pretty daunting of a task because there's so much pain and suffering going on in the world. And there's a lot of, heavy energies, wars going on, conflicts. But truly, this can be a sign of us breaking down the old world energies of things that no longer serve us, of things that were more from the head or the, ego, and saying, let us wash this away. Let us start anew. And as we start anew, we are shifting our realities, our frequency. And we talk about this frequency, it's in connection to the age of Aquarius and all of the other ages that I just spoke about, which are currently one energy, just with different names. And so let that be an invitation that we can work together with one another to build a new world filled with love at a foundation of unconditional love. So Thank you so much for allowing me to share this energy with you today. And gratitude is actually going to be something that shifts our reality here. So I'm going to move into the next phase of this particular video and live, and we're going to go through each zodiac energy and see what's coming up in the cards through the supernatural deck and see what we got going on here. So first of all, I want to say, if I'm going to start with Aries and work our way through all the way to Pisces, I'm going to go in that direction. Okay. And I'm going to pick cards to end with a major arcana. Okay. And I will reshuffle the deck between each zodiac energy. Now, I want to preface that those who have an Aries rising, an Aries sun, your sun sign is that energy you were born under. So if you're like, hey, I'm an Aries, the sun energy is that energy. So when I reference sun, you know what I'm talking about. Rising needs to be calculated, and you need to know your birth time. For your moon, the same, but you may be able to get away as long as you're not a cuspy in the moon without the birth time, but it's always good to provide the birth time and location, of course. And then lastly, the other foundational energy of what you can look at is also the Earth. And so the Earth is 180 degrees away from your sun. So let's go through this for one moment before I pull cards. If you're an Aries, your Earth is going to be in Libra and vice versa. Okay. So if you're a Libra sun, your Earth is going to be in Aries. I'm going to go through this. Then Taurus, your Earth is going to be in Scorpio, and Scorpios, your Earth is going to be in Taurus. Where are we at? Oh, Sagittarius? No, sorry. Gemini's Earth is going to be in Sagittarius, and Sag, yours is going to be in Gemini. Capricorn, Capricorn's Earth is going to be in Cancer, and Cancer, yours is going to be in Capricorn, your Earth. Leo's in Aquarius, so flip-flopping. And then, Virgo and Pisces. So know what your opposition or divine complementing sign is so that you know your Earth. All right. We're going to start off with Aries, Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon. And asking Hashem, divine source, for clarity in this message today for all of these divine beings, and asking Archangel Michael to assist in this process. All right. So, okay, we get one card for Aries. That's beautiful. So what's going on for Aries? Aries rising, sun, moon, and earth is take a look. Oh, sorry. I hope you guys can see that. Okay. It's the sun. A lot is happening in your world right now. It's time to get ready for a new adventure, a new creation. And part of that is taking up your sword and leading. Leadership energy is coming up. Creation energy is coming up. Also, part of this, if you can see, She has a little bit of a notebook here. She has a little satchel bag, being prepared for your process, okay? And being able to write down things is very important. So this is the supernatural deck, and I, for some reason, cannot remember her name, but we'll read what the actual meaning is from the book perspective, because I like to do that as well. But her character is a fighter, is a being who is very empowered and likes to do things all herself. Okay. Now, with that, I actually want to bring this up. Though you may be starting a new adventure, it is okay to ask for help. Okay. Oftentimes, if we see, like the satchel in the notebook, is that plan that we have, things don't always go as planned, but writing down highlighter moments, nuggets of gold is really important to stay organized and to go about our path. And these are new enlightening energies. So, something new for you guys is going to be illuminated. So stay centered for that, as well as, like I said, being prepared. And sometimes that means asking questions and be willing to ask for help and allow yourself to receive. So I want to read from the book for those who are tuning in. This is a reading for Aries right now. Hi, may get reading for my upcoming result. Hi, Princey. Very nice to meet you. Okay, so we're, again, for those tuning in, this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. So let's see here. Sun. Almost there. There we go. Dean refers to Charlie Bradbury as the little sister I never wanted. Her playful bond with the Winchester brothers make her the perfect match for the Sun tarot card, which represents happiness, positivity, and success. So something is happening, successful in your life in this area. You may not have become illuminated to it yet, but it is coming. Stay centered, stay heart-centered. The Sun Tarot card is a sign of positive things to come and a reminder to stop, enjoy the little things in life. Use proud, self-proclaimed nerd Charlie as inspiration to embrace whatever makes you happy. I love this deck, especially if you're a supernatural fan. So again, another key for Aries energy here is also gratitude. Oftentimes, Aries can get stuck in the ego. This is a good time to come into the inner child, to connect with what really lights up your heart and come from a place of love and gratitude in this space. All right. So I'm going to reshuffle. We're going to move into Taurus. Taurus, Moon, Rising, Sun, and Earth. All right. And again, we are going to end with a major arcana. We just happen to have one card specifically for the Aries energy. Now, going to Taurus. All right. I'm going to pull cards until I get what I need, and then I'll share them on the screen. Oh, wow. There's a lot going on for Taurus, guys. Oy vey. Eventually, I'll find a better way to be able to present this to you guys. Just have not been there yet. My goodness. Okay. Wow. Okay. Those Taurus Okay, we got the 9 of bones. Bones in this tarot deck is connected with the 9. Okay, sorry. Wands. Sorry. You get into the world of supernatural and you're like, oh, what is the other tarot cards? So there's a lot brewing creative wise, and this is a time to plan out things accordingly. Like there's a lot going on, and you've put a lot of bones in the fire essentially, and it's time to take a little bit of a pause and allow yourself to regroup because you got a lot going on. Then we have the Queen of Blades, and that represents the swords, or the air signs. And so as you're taking that little point of reflection in regards to taking actions, it's giving you mental clarity to step into the queen energy, to be able to make wise, intuitive choices. Okay. And so this is, I'm going to read from the book after I do my little, intuitive message. But this is one of the angels, and she's very by the book. And she learns throughout that going beyond the book is very important, because oftentimes you can run into a lot of friction. So to be open-minded in what's coming through. So as you're, again, pondering the actions you're wanting to take, allow for some open-mindedness to come through, and allow for your intuition to come through. Oh boy, now we got the Knight of Pentagrams, which is yellow eyes. This is a card of like abundance. Okay. Pentagrams are all, or pentacles are all about the earth elements and the quest. In the show, even though he's a demon, it's a very interesting reading. Yellow Eyes has a quest that he's undertaking. And so this is a time to look into the quest of what you're creating here on this earth, Taurus. Taurus is all about connecting with the earth and working the land for manifestation. This is a time to tune into that quest and how you're going to approach that situation. Night energy comes along with a bit of the teenager kind of energy. But it's up for anything. It's taking its sword and saying, all right, I'm ready to be knighted. I'm ready for this challenge that's coming up. So there's a challenge coming up, Taurus. And it's going to bring in a couple different energies here. So we have the Six of Cups, which is seeking stability within the emotions, because the cups represents, or goblets in this one, represents emotions. And so that might bring up reminiscing of old things that make and nurture you, like childhood, kind of reminiscing. It's sentimental. And it's asking you guys, okay, Tauruses, don't get stuck in the crap, okay? Don't sit there too long reminiscing over things, because take it for what it is, get into the state and the heart of the child. That's all good things. But, there's some hardships coming that you're going to want to pay attention and plan for. And sometimes that reminiscing energy can say, oh, I don't want to look at what's going on here, and I just want to sorry, I didn't realize they were going to be mowing today. If you guys can hear that, I apologize. If you can, and it is bothersome, just put it in the chat and I'll make sure that shifts. Okay, he just stopped. That's great. All right. But going back to that reminiscing energy, okay, it can be helpful to a point, but when it's detrimental is when you don't want to deal with the physical reality. And there is something coming up that you're going to need to save for. The Five of Pentacles, or pentagrams in this case, is saying that there's a loss coming, but if you're planning for it, getting your financials in order, you can, ease the shock of it. Then we have Catriel, the 10 of Wands, and it's saying you got a lot going on. We just had the 9 of Bones, okay, or the 9 of Wands, and now you have the 10. And now what's coming up is the 10 of Wands is all about feeling a burden. And it's time to shift that perspective. What is being taught right now? Where do you need to lessen your load? Okay, you have a lot of rings in the fire. Okay, and it's time to reorganize things so that you can be your best self and live to your highest potential. But there's going to be a lot of learning lessons here to tune into. And that's okay, Now we have the Queen of Pentagrams. This is a very fruitful card. Okay. Now I want to share with you what's next to it is the Tower card. Tower does not have to be frightening. All right. I want to break these two cards down. So the Queen of Pentagrams is really getting connected with your abundant flow, and know that you have what it takes. And when you get a rhythm in place and you listen to your intuition, you will be very fruitful. Now, let's talk about the Tower, the darkness. The darkness is this card. She is the darkness. She is God's sister in the show, which is very interesting. And so it's going to say that there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes that are going to be electrifying. And looking into the darkness, you may not know all of the answers, but that is why paying attention to your intuition within this process is very important. And ground yourself is another aspect to this. So I know I had my interpretation, but I want to read from the book to give a little bit more clarity of maybe something I may have missed, or some words that may connect with you all. So we have the Nine of Blades. Let's go there first. Oh, no. Sorry, Bones. My apologies. And Nine of Bones. Remembering it's this card. The Archangel Raphael fiercely fights to become a new ruler of heaven after Michael's defeat. A traditionalist, he sees his position as his right. Nine of Bones advises you to defend and protect what's yours. Don't let others come between you and your goals. It's time to get clear on your boundaries and stick to them. So we did talk about getting clear on what is important of where you want to move forward in life, especially in the directions of your financials. Okay. Now let's move into the Queen of Blades. Blades. Okay. Queen of Blades is this. High-ranking angel Naomi is a ruthless, complicated leader who, according to Catriel, fiercely cares about safety and well-being of the souls in her charge, despite her unquestionably brutal methods. The Queen of Blades represents an intelligent, independent, protective figure. This tarot card advises you to be brave and unwavering in the pursuit of what you want. Stand your ground, muster your confidence, and know your worth. This is huge for Taurus. Know your worth. Taurus rules the value system, and that boundary that you set is really important to maintain your ability to live to your fullest potential. Now we have the Knight of Pentagrams. I think that's actually this way. Okay. Knight of Pentagrams. I'm going to go close this door for a moment. Sorry about that. My Knight of Pentagrams. Oy vey. Azazel is a single-minded, thoroughly evil prince of hell who will stop at nothing to achieve the goal of freeing Lucifer. The Knight of Pentagrams advises you to put action behind your goals, especially ones relating to your career or finances. You have big dreams, and now's the time to go after them. So again, we're getting clear on our boundaries. We're enforcing that boundary of staying clear on what we want for ourselves, and we're going to take some action. And then the Six of Goblets comes up, which is the Six of Goblets is a call to reconnect with pure, unbridled joy. When's the last time you did something silly or unexpected? Just because it made you happy. The Six of Goblets tarot card suggests life has been feeling heavy lately. It's time to get out of the doldrums by doing things that genuinely make you happy, whether that means making music, painting, or simply eating a slice of warm apple pie. So this card is a little bit different than the traditional tarot, but it is an invitation to live life simply through getting in touch with your intuitive abilities, your gifts, your inner child, and reminiscing from that. But also reminding yourself, one, that life does not have to be super heavy, Taurus. And also that, also allowing yourselves to still be responsible within this process. Now, Five of Pentacles, pentagrams, my apologies. And this card, the Five of Pentagrams tarot card, suggests instability in your financial world or practical aspects of the home. Are you having trouble coming up with rent or your mortgage payments this month? Have you been caught off guard by unexpected shift in your career? Focus on making sure your foundation is stable now. So the reason why I mentioned, yes, it's important to tap into those like reminiscing kind of energies, those lighter energies. It can help shift your frequency, but still remind yourself of the practicality that needs to be played out, so that you can plan for unforeseen, financial instability. And this also can because it is physical, valuable things. Being really in integrity with yourself is also coming through. That is actually coming really strongly through. Allowing yourselves to be authentic to who you are, and integrity with, your mission. Then we have Catriel, the 10 of Wands or Bones. After helping the Winchesters prevent the apocalypse, Catriel finds himself in the precarious position of trying to secretly collaborate with both the brothers and Crowley while fighting a civil war in heaven. Full of doubt, he prays to God to tell him if he's on the right path. 10 of Bones represents the feeling of being exhausted by heavy burdens. This card advises you to make sure the responsibility you're choosing to take are really yours to carry. So we spoke about that, lessening your load and realizing what you need to carry and what you don't need to carry, and really working towards your soul mission and what you are meant to do in this lifetime. Then we have the Queen of Pentagrams, which is the Queen of Pentagrams, like the entrepreneurial fallen angel Aniel, is a business-savvy opportunist who appreciates the finer things in life. Aniel turns her powers into profits by becoming a faith healer. The Queen of Pentagram tarot card advises you to embrace your inner pragmatism to create abundance in your life. So follow your intuition and your skill. That if you have a skill, that as long as you're in integrity with this process, you'll thrive. So use your skills wisely and look to see where you can help serve the community and also better yourself financially. The moment that you're in authentic or not in integrity with yourself, this tower moment occurs. But you can use this tower moment to serve you, to shift into a world you're working for. Things do have to fall. That is life. But allow them to be things that no longer serve. And if you'd like, to do it as subtly as you can. So stay authentic to who you are. So I'm going to look up the Tower card. This is the darkness. The Tower represents a powerful destruction, like the calamity caused by the release of the darkness. God's sister, Amara. While this sort of chaos is often initially perceived as negative, the destruction ultimately leads to new beginnings, which can represent an important step on your overall life path. The Tower heralds a collapse of an existing structure or system. Whatever unforeseen twist of fate this may represent in your life, it is sure to shake things up in a major way. While this change can be rattling, it is necessary and inevitable. Trust that everything will turn out all right in the end. So, again, let's go over quickly here. Carve out boundaries for yourself in regards to your creations and what you want to create in the world, and allow yourselves to be protective over this particular energy, this soul mission, and allow yourself, to not let anyone get in your way or yourself. You have a mission in this world. Go out and take action in it. Remember that everything is not heavy in this world. It doesn't have to be. So allowing yourself to be lightened in this process, get into the state of your inner child. Don't stay in a place of allowing things to go away, but really allow it to shift your frequency, and then know that there might be some shifts and changes in your financials. So allowing yourself to plan for that is really important. And this card right here of shifting your perspective can really be of assistance. Allow the things to fall that are not your burdens to carry, and know that there is a new beginning coming. Start to tune into your gifts and your intuition to see how that can serve you and the community and your the collective and the highest and best to be able to live out your soul mission, but also reap the financial benefit. Know that there is a shift coming, and that it does not have to be a bad thing. It is a really good thing with your perspective changed on the matter. So that is Taurus. We're going to move into Gemini. I'm going to reshuffle the cards. And again, Gemini, the sun, the moon, the rising, and the earth sign. Let's take a look. Again, ending with a major arcana so that we can see the story ahead. Okay, we actually have one card for Gemini. Gemini, go within yourself at this time. Allow yourself to connect with what you need to connect with. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so this may be time to work on yourself, connecting with your divine creator. And it's time to write. It's time to study. It's time to do things for yourself and go internal. Work on what you need to work on, especially self-study. That can be very beneficial for you during this time. And also look at like things that will help you in your personal journey, especially with documentation, podcasts, writing. Mull over what feels right to you. I'm not getting an indication of live feeds here. I am getting an indication that if you are going in the direction of some type of a podcast or things like that, these are pre-recorded, and this is for you to really process and mull over. It's not really necessarily a time for you to shine outward, though it's coming, but it's a more of a reflective time. And that is actually the message for Gemini. It was a very short one and to the point. Now we're going to move on to Cancer. So again, Cancer, sun, moon, rising, and earth. All right. So ending with a major arcana. Okay, I'm going to pull cards until I get to a major arcana and then explain them. This is very interesting, actually. Wow, you have a lot of court cards. Wow. Okay, wow, this is a really amazing card pool for Cancer energy, sun, moon, rising, and earth. So we start off a little heavy, okay, but it's gonna get better, I promise. We have the 8 of what is this? Blades, which is really, sorry, how do I get a reading? Is it paid? So right now, just want to, for Kiki, thank you for tuning in. If you can reach out to me at Katriel, I'll put it in the chat here real quick. Katriel at Energy Speaks by Katriel.com. If you'd like a personal reading, and yes, so sorry, I just want to make sure I get that on there. All right, so we're doing a card reading for Cancer right now, and this is the Eight of Blades, which is talking about there's a lot of fear going on. So again, Cancer, Moon, Sun, and Rising, and Earth. There's something that's holding you back. There's something that you haven't moved on from, and it's time to awaken to what that is, to release search, because you're about to go into a large amount of energy where you're going to shift your entire life situation. I got tingles from my crown. This is incredible. So this person, okay, let's talk about what Blades is. Blades is connected with the air, and it is like, it is the fears coming up, the shadows coming up, and it's that mental realm. It's all happening internally, mentally. So now we move into the Queen of Goblets, and it's a reminder to step in to your divine feminine intuition. It's a reminder that you are this mother energy. Ellen was a strong, intuitive woman, okay, in Supernatural. And the goblets rule the emotions. So there's a lot of strong emotional energies coming through. So dealing with what is holding you back is really key here, because even though this is a strong mother energy, when a mother is fearful, that can change and shift everything in a very negative way. But if she can identify what is actually going on, she becomes more empowered from her intuition, and rather than her mind running the show, it's her heart. And so this is a really important time to step into the heart space, to connect with your soul and your intuitive gifts, and shift the name of the game. And then we move into the King of Blades. Cain is the leader of this card here. And the King of Blades is the king of air, okay? The king of swords. And I will say that Cain, even though he is the king of, he is a knight of hell, or like, excuse me, sorry. He is this energy that, you know, talks about the mark of Cain and things like that. He actually struggled a lot to be in integrity. And so this is an invitation to say, hey, where do I stand in my integrity? And how do I want to lead my mind? Do I want to frame my mind in, you know, from ego, or uniting the heart and the mind together? And that is what Cain does, okay, in the show. He's a very complex character. So, you know, we're stepping out of this fear. We're connecting with our intuition. We're recalibrating our mind to allow it to serve us for the highest and best. And then we have the Page of Bones. The bones is the fire in this particular deck of cards. And Claire is a fierce fighter. She is on the beginning of her journey. If we think about the page is kind of like a very wonky teenager that doesn't know a ton, but her heart is big. So it is an invitation that there might be new opportunities coming ahead. You may not know everything, but it's time to step outside your comfort zone a bit and take your best shot at it. Okay. Literally live through that energy and start something new. You won't know everything, but trying and doing your best is really important here, because what I see happening is you're going to be attracting a mentor in the craft that you're cultivating. And as you do that, it will take you to a whole new level of being. All right. Then we have the King of Goblets. Can't pick up the card for some reason. Now he is the king of the vampires. He's he cares a lot about his family, all the vampires, but he can keep a straight face. He is very well-founded in his emotions and his well-being. And this is an invitation because we have not only in this reading the Queen of Goblets, but also the King, right? And so you have both of these energies coming together, the strong intuitive mother, as well as the serene father energy, helping to balance your emotional states. And for Cancer energy, because this is a card reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth, that you're wanting to keep in check and your emotional integrity in check, okay? And that is really working through all of your emotional baggage and your emotional fears and really realizing what is fear and what is just intuition. So we're really working through all of this process. I know I spoke a little bit more on the whole and with this, but now here's the biggie here. This is a pivotal moment. All right. You have the Three of Swords or Three of Blades in this one. And this is recognized as betrayal, or something happening that is an emotional, I realize it's the swords. Okay. So there is some kind of communication with others going on, or internally. It definitely could be an emotional, mental upset, because it's both the heart and the mind connected here in a way that is feeling very heavy and betrayal-like. Now, it's okay to feel these type of energies, okay? And it could be an outside source. But honestly, what it's feeling like is this energy from before, this fear is coming back up to say, okay, all right, we just did a lot of work, but now this old stagnant energy is coming up. And now how can we shift the name of the game? Like, how can we not allow for this to affect me anymore? And it's an invitation to do things differently. Then we have the Three of Bones, okay? And the Three of Bones is kind of feeling a little bit burnt. You can see. Oops, sorry. And in that, again, we have the same energy coming up here in just two different ways. We have it from the fire perspective, and we have this from the mental kind of emotional coming up here. Now, whether this is something internal that happens or it's external, remembering that all of our reality on the outside is actually happening internally. So the more that you can connect and notice of what's going on in your inner world, you can actually shift what's going on outside. Okay. Now, also what's coming up here is this is an opportunity to shift the perspective. Because this is feeling like scarcity mentality but from this perspective. And now it's time to change and shift that, because you're going to move into a completely different area and focus point, which is going to bring financial stability. Okay, this is the first card we have that is of the earth here, which is very interesting. So I almost feel like it is technically related in some way, shape, or form to the previous cards, but in a way that wasn't quite noticeable yet, because this fear may have to do with relationships. It may have to do with also where you, made decisions before, where you took actions, where you had a unhealthy thought process, and those things are coming up to be cleared for you in the Cancer energy. All right. And now you're going to experience a new aspect of wealth that you've never really had before. And it is also connected with, this relationship energy, even though it is connected with the pentagrams. Okay. It's a new way. And the last card here, the Magician. Now in the show, this is God, which is kind of funny. And it is saying you create your own reality. You are crafting all of this. It is time to step into your authentic self and use your magical alchemizing skills. And whatever that feels, it feels very complex for you guys, like Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. That it's connected with your creations, it's connected financially, it's connecting with your relationships and your thought processes here. So you're re-alchemizing all of those different things. Okay. So again, a recap real quick. Fear is coming up. We're going to shift our perspective here, identify what is troubling us, what is giving us fear, and what we have not let go of. Stepping into our intuition and our motherly energies here, and shifting that fear-like mentality. We're stepping into a new thought process from the divine masculine perspective. We may be starting something brand new, but it is time to actually take the action. Even if we don't have all the answers, it will probably attract some type of a mentor in the craft. We're becoming more emotionally stable, though we will have a little bit of a moment where it comes back to be transmuted. Again, our thought patterns and our feeling burned. Then financial abundance is coming. And reminder that we create our own reality. All right. Now we're moving on to Leo. Those Leos, Sun, Moon, Rising, Earth. And what is coming up? Again, ending with a major arcana for this reading. Let's see. Okay, we have one card for Leo here. It seems that the fires in the earth today have been getting one card, which is interesting. We have the Emperor card. And John Winchester is the head of the Emperor. Though I want to say for you Leos, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth, it is time to step into your leadership and also remind yourself what you're working for and the legacy that you're leaving here on this planet. And yes, you may be at the beginning of your journey. That is okay too. But really coming from a place of integrity and leadership of what you're cultivating. It is time to document your legacy. Document all of the different things that are coming up for you that you can leave behind. John Winchester had a lot of upheaval happen in his life. His wife was, murdered. He had to raise his sons alone, and that came with a new way of living and him stepping up as a father. And what he was doing, even though he did the best he could with what he had, not knowing how to necessarily raise his sons from a motherly perspective. But what he did do is he left his legacy behind through his journal. So having a journal at this time and writing down your thoughts, or even a video of these things, of your life's work. Start cultivating it now, even if you're at the beginning of your journey. It's really important. Be creative with it, because Leo is all about the creation energy. And so, and he's not allowing these chains to bind him. So you're in a very powerful time of your life, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. And it's time to live up to that opportunity. Okay. Hey, my love. Hey, Jaina. That is oh yeah, I just pulled that card for her last night. That is really funny. It is. Now we're going to shift into, where are we at? Virgo. What do we got going on in the planetaries / cards for you? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. Again, ending with a major arcana. What is happening here? Again, I'm going to place them out here, and when I get to that major arcana. Oh, perfect. We get one card. Wow, Virgo. Interesting. All right, we got the Moon. All right, we have Archangel Gabriel here, which is unique. He's also the trickster. Sorry, honey, if I illuminated something before, but I'm explaining a card here. Virgo, it is time to get into cycles, okay? Tune into the phases for yourself. Observe, reflect on the phases of your life. Where can you have done things differently? This is okay to think about. It's not about a regret card, okay? It's about evaluating everything that you went through, everywhere you want to go, and allowing for the present to be your guide here. And so we're going to use the Moon and the intuition and using the cycles as a part of that. So working with the Moon during this time could be very, very powerful for you. And realizing that everything doesn't have to be so serious, as Gabriel teaches us. It's okay to live a little, Virgo. Expand your awareness, especially from the mind perspective. We are going through a Mercury retrograde right now. Okay. It is probably a good thing to be a little bit more reflective and take your own journey and cultivate your own cycles of what you want to connect with right now. Not that you can't go out with anybody or anything like that, but it's not really a time to start new things necessarily. It's a time to reflect on those things that you have done and how you want to change or shift things. It's a time to actually look at what each moon phase represents and tune into how that can benefit your life. Okay, that is the energy for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. Now we're going to shift into Libra. Libra, what do we got cooking up? This is our 7th sign. Again, ending with a major arcana. Let's take a look. All right, and I will reveal after I have the cards out here. Aha! Okay, Libra, this is super interesting. We got 3 cards on here. We got the Knight of Blades, which is a time to turn. So the blades is the air, okay? It's the air element. It's connected to the swords. It's time to make new decisions. Take responsibility for your actions, because it is time to start a new venture in regards to what you're creating, okay? And that comes with a new perspective. Change your perspective. You see how she has this. So this is a woman from the show who is brought back to life, and it becomes kind of like through necromancy, okay, and is not human anymore, okay? Now, we don't want to live like that. We want to change things and do things differently, okay? If you see what is on her shirt, it says, "The devil made me do it." We're not going to live in that state. That state will allow us to do things and act from a place of the mind. But if we can act from a place of the heart, Libra, it's time to really tune into where we want to go. And you don't have to have all of the answers, but know that what your intention is. And acting from a place of the heart rather than the mind. So, new thought processes happening, and it is going to be more like a teenager kind of thing, right? Like you're going to have a mission with that night. But it's a new mission of a new thought process. And the 10 of swords or blades, sorry. So this is huge because something is about to fall in your life that is going to serve you for the highest and best. It is time to start something new. And though it may look like you're falling into the pit, again, you made this commitment to have a new mindset. Remember that. Things that no longer serve you are going to fall. You are going to be transformed from its ashes. You are going to be like the phoenix. And it's going to come with the Wheel of Fortune card. Remember, when you're authentic, the Wheel of Fortune will be in your favor. When you're inauthentic and doing things in transactional mode or just to get something, you're going to receive the negative effects from this lucky rabbit's foot. Cursed, right? That's from the show, okay? But when we act authentically and through the heart space, it changes the fate of our reality. I'm using that lingo because of the cards. But truly, we are creating our own reality here. And so really tune into what you want to create, Libra. Libra, sun, moon, rising, and earth. Because this is a good opportunity to make those shifts and changes now. I wouldn't say it's time to necessarily take action. It is more of a planning state. Okay? Now we're going to move into Scorpio. Yes. I'm going to have to look back at all of mine because I'm in channel mode. I'm like, So again, Scorpio, we are going to end with a major arcana. And if we have, I'm going to reveal the cards after I pull them. Okay. All right. One more shuffle. I have a hair in my mouth. Sorry. All right. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, and earth. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Lots going on for Scorpio. Ha! All right. This is an awesome spread here. Like, this is awesome. First of all, you are in lack mentality right now, Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, and earth. And I am going to say it that way because sun here, Scorpio sun. All right. Sometimes we have to allow us to see what the heck is in front of us. Lack mentality is not going to serve you. So what's going to happen? You have the 6 of blades. Man, we're really, breaking down these mental patterns of being stuck in that crappy feeling of not knowing how to support ourselves, financially. That's coming up for us right now. But what comes up is a decision to change the name of the game. It is time with these 2 blades to make a decision that if we act from a place of love, that knowing that we are always provided for, we're never given more than we can handle. Okay. Scorpio is a very intense energy. I'm a very intense guy. And sometimes we like to feel things to the fullest extent. But no, when we do feel things to the fullest extent, we transform it. We transform it into a whole new reality of existence. Okay? So that is the important thing here. If we make decisions from an authentic place to say, here's a conscious decision on like, I know that I am going to be supported, even though it looks really, really tumultuous right now. It is really freaking important that we stay in that frame of mind, in that heart space, because we don't want to necessarily see what the other leads to. But if we stay in that authenticness, we become the Empress. Mary Winchester, she had a lot of unfortunate things happen, but she was very strong-willed, and she was able to reunite with her sons. And that was super powerful. Empress really represents that the life we really want to create for ourselves. Okay. And that's really tuning in, Scorpio, to what do you want to create for yourself? Where's that lack mentality coming from? You can ask those questions. That's fine. But now let's ask a different question. What is going to help you thrive? What are you passionate about? What do you want to do in this lifetime to change and shift? How do you want to shift, and how do you want to give back to the community as well? Okay. So these are very important questions. When we can get out of our own stuck heads and realize that there's a whole world out there and there's unlimited potential, we start to realize this Mary Winchester Empress energy, okay? And we can create anything we want in abundance. All right. Now, we are going to move on to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. So this reading is for Sagittarius. Now, again, ending with a major arcana. Guys, we're almost there. This is the 9th sign. Okay. Ooh, that one's coming back up again. I will reveal now. Okay. The 9 of Pentagrams. 9 of Pentagrams, Sagittarius. It is, you've been wanting to act on something. The Knight is all about taking the sword in his hand and going for it. It is time now to take action. Okay? It is time. And this is in your financial world. It's also about your value system. Okay? Take great leaps and change, like leaps and bounds to change and shift and take that action, because it's going to provide stability. Okay? It's gonna provide stability here. This is a very short message, actually. Take that inspired action, take your journey, and you will see the world. The World card. Also seeing within the foundation here, kind of like a energy of partnership and stability. So yeah, there's going to be a new endeavor with your financials. Okay, a new stories being created, within like your relationships, stability in your creation process, and also journeys. You're going to be taking new journeys, adventures. There might even be a move for you, that you might be moving somewhere that is more in alignment with your heart, and be ready for that when it comes. But remember, it starts off with you, with the action you're supposed to take, and that is really tuning into your passions, and also being authentic to who you are. Okay, now we're going to move into Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Earth. I'm okay. All right. One more shuffle, and we're going to end with a major arcana, of course. All right. We have that. Interesting. I will reveal after I get all of the cards out. Haha, there we go. Interesting. Okay, so this is actually going to be lightly parallel to Cancer's reading. So again, it's flip side of the coin, right? Is Capricorn. So again, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. We first start off with the King of Goblets. You are really stepping into a new emotional stability here. And that is going to lead you to great things. It's going to lead you to new financial opportunities. Because of you being reserved within yourself, being able to see clearly what you need to see, it is going to allow for these new opportunities financially. Interesting. All right. So this is the first time one's come up like this. And so because this is a new deck to me, I'm going to read what the energies are, but I am going to take a look at the book to see what it means upside down. I don't often read this way, but I am being guided to today. So we actually have the Eight of Bones, and the Eight of Bones is really connected to like lots of lot of burdens being held in a way. I gotta look at this upside down because this is a different kind of, the upside down is very different. Just turn to it. Okay. Okay. That's what I was picking up. So these obstacles, you might be starting something new financially, but it is going to come into a little bit of uncharted territory in a way. So this says, are you frustrated by obstacles impeding your progress? Eight of Bones reverse indicates delays and blockages. If you are struggling to get where you want to go, accept that the route isn't working for you and find a new path. So I just want to firstly talk about, yes, you know, you have a new stability emotionally and clarity. I would trust that. Trust that the new opportunities coming. Really take a look at what that is and if it's for you or not. And if it is it something that you need to let go of in order to shift the name of the game in regards to the Eight of Bones? Okay? Because, you know, sometimes it's just divine timing in regards to getting something up and running, right? And then also that divine timing can attribute to, hey, I actually have a lot on my plate right now, and I haven't been able to reorganize things in a way to allow, like, take that faith to let go of something that's weighing me down. I'm also getting that indication from the Eight of Bones here. I actually am going to read the upright as well, because that is what's being guided, and I'm just going to go with it. The Eight of Bones advises you to embrace inevitable changes and transformations. Sometimes this tarot card can suggest you're heading into a busy, hectic chapter of your life. Rather than getting overwhelmed, things will be easier for you if you flow with it. Okay, so it is going to be this conversation around transformations, lots of busyness, and then also, is it right for you? Or do I need to look at a different perspective? Do I need to let go of something that doesn't work anymore to allow for the flow? All of these different things. And then we have the Six of Bones. And the Six of Bones is connected to, I cannot remember his name for some reason. Well, he is this MIT kind of guy who is really, really good at researching and doing what he's doing. Okay. Now, here's the deal. This is a good time to tune in, okay, and do some research on what you're creating. What are you creating right now? This new opportunity, if it's something that's going to stick, you got to do the research. You got to do the work to allow it to really thrive. And information is power. So allow that to serve you. And then also, you have the King of Blades, which is connected with the air-like energies, and it's a new mental clarity from a divine masculine perspective, really making good decisions here, like strong decisions. So you're gonna have to make a cut. Like you're gonna have to make a decision here on what's highest and best. And then we move into the sun energies. It's going to get really abundant. The decisions you make, trust them. Trust them wholeheartedly, because you have the King of Goblets and the King of Blades and this new opportunity to help align you in the way that is going to help you thrive. And it is going to come with abundance. That is Capricorn. We are going to move into Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. There's a lot going on for Aquarius. I can feel it. Good things. Really good things. All right. Again, sun, moon, rising, and earth, and then ending with a major arcana here. All right. What is coming up for Aquarius? Aquarius is the humanitarian energy. It is shaking shift up. It is allowing a new frequency. It is the collective consciousness type of energy. And being open-minded. It is friends, communities, that kind of energy. So Aquarius, what are you looking at specifically? You're looking at the Knight of Bones. And the Knight of Bones is taking new actions. Taking new actions for yourself. And that is, it's a new beginning here in a way. It's a different beginning. It's not the very beginning, but it's a new stage of this creation energy. And it's time to go make things happen. Go out and do it. Because it's going to bring balance. It's going to bring justice if you do it. Whatever that is. What are you creating in the world right now? What are you passionate about? Again, for those who are tuning in, this is a reading. We're at Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, and earth. Knight of Bones really talks about that night energy and taking up your sword and taking action in your craft, in the things you want to create in this world. And when you do that, it will not only bring you balance and stabilization and harmony, it will bring others balance, stabilization, and harmony. Okay, that was actually a pretty short message for Aquarius, and very parallel to the Leo energy as well. Excuse me. Now, Pisces is our last sign here, and doing the last shuffle. And sun, moon, rising, earth for Pisces. And then we'll end on a major arcana. King of Bones. And I'll reveal them after. Oh, wow. Interesting. Wow. There's a lot going on for Pisces here. Oh, wow. Okay. Very interesting. There has been 3 signs where it has ended with the sun. So now you know where we're going. It is going to be fruitful in abundance, but where do we start? We start with the King of Bones. The King of Bones is, what story are you creating for yourself? Because that is going to be the key here. All right. Now, you, Pisces energy, okay, is very, very intuitive. It's very in the astrals. It can feel lots of different things, but it is time for you to use your gifts to step into your power and create. And you're going to be creating a new vision for yourself, a new story. And this might come with actual writing, as we see. It might actually be creating a story, or it could be your creations, okay? Now, within this process, be inauthentic with yourself. Be authentic with yourself, because we have the Queen of Blades, and it is time to protect your creations, okay? And I say be authentic with yourself because this particular card, she was a bit harsh on how she decided to go about things. And so this is an invitation, especially with Pisces energy, to be compassionate through the process and allow yourself to really protect your vision for what you want to create. And then we're going to also have the Queen of Emotions. And so that's also protecting your emotions, right? You might be an empath, and you can feel a lot of different things. This is a time to step into your maternal energies, your intuitive gifts, and really harness the energy of what you're creating here. Then we have the 5 of Blades. Okay, here's the little side conversation. This is a little bit of a heavier energy because there's conflict going on. The 5 of Blades is quite fierce, and it can result in feeling disappointed or lost. Okay. And it is time to shift that perspective, that things may fall away within your as you're creating new things, the things of the past may fall away, and that disappointment is going to fade. Allow yourself to feel it and let go of it completely. And you will be starting a new project, a new creation. Now, here is something very important to notice. This project is going to start very, very quickly, and it may be like a flash of lightning, but remember that you don't have to burden yourself with everything, okay? Delegate what you need accomplished, because the project that you're birthing is quite large, and you're going to need some help in the process. And this is Castiel feeling overwhelmed with all of the different energies going on, and how he can be a good leader in the time of a lot of uncertainty. Well, and he feels overwhelmed and bogged down with all of the responsibility. Now it's time to take this lesson that he has learned and be able to delegate responsibility within your new creation process. And when you do that, it is going to create a firm foundation, the four of bones in this creative project, and bring very, very fruitful financial abundance from an emotional perspective, lots of joy here. And so that is Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Earth. I want to say thank you for you all tuning in and being with me throughout this entire process. And I just want to say, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share with another. And because this is a large video, I'm going to put timings here so that you can tune into each individual sign and know where we talked about very important subjects as well. So I love you all, divine, beautiful souls, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now.